on41st. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. And of course, working with you on CMW Virtual Voices, where I get to be the host for that. And it's been an honor and a pleasure doing that. But even more was an honor and pleasure of being part of that team that went to South Africa to represent. That was amazing. So I want to say right off the top, thank you so much. And thank you for what you've been doing for so many decades, especially with CMW Canadian Music Week. How does it feel having another one where everybody is going to be involved, everybody's going to be together, and it's going to be a lot of fun, man. What a party it's going to be, and a learning experience at the same time too.
Yeah, no, it's quite exciting to come back. It was recovery from COVID was difficult. It was particularly difficult on the live music business. As you know, there was 2020, everybody shut down. 2021, people sort of poked around trying to do stuff. We did a virtual, everybody was doing virtual back then. So we did a virtual a version of Canadian Music Week. And actually, technically it went off well, but it wasn't the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then last year, we came back with what we called a hybrid. It was smaller than normal, but it had the sort of live panels, and everything was recorded and webcast as well. So this year, we'll still continue with the webcasting, but the idea is you'll miss a lot if you don't show up live. I mean, it's hard to believe how much business gets done when you're face to face with people, and business gets done in the weirdest places, in the elevator, in the hallway, at the bar, in a restaurant. I mean, because you keep running into people, and you get into these conversations, and next thing you know, you're dreaming up some deal. So it's amazing. And of course, the other thing is you can see the bands live. So if you're a record company, a publisher, or a manager, and you've got your band in town performing, you've got the opportunity to, buttonhole people in the conference during the day and drag them out to a showcase at night and get to see the band live, because ultimately live is what it's all about. And live is back. I mean, the public's now, there was some trepidation last year. The clubs, even when they could have been full, they weren't. But I think this year they're saying to heck with it. It's over. We're out there. It's back to normal. And yeah, so hopefully this will be a fun and exciting return. And yeah, I think we got some great speakers and great bands. So I'm pumped.
Oh, definitely too, because I consider we're returning to a new host venue this year. Where are we going to be? Because I remember when I first started going, this was the place I started at.
Right. Okay, we're at the Weston Harbor Castle Hotel. It's right on the lake. It's right by the ferry docks to Center Island. It's beautiful down there in June. It's a happening place along the harbor front. So lots of bars and places to eat. Yeah. So and it's probably we've been there a few times. I mean, this is our 41st year. It's hard to believe. So yeah, and I think that hotel's been around 50 or 60 years. So, but that was one of the very first hotels we were in. Still got a lot of nostalgic cubby holes I know about. And then so it's a full-size conference too. So it's and radio's back in a big way, which we were worried about because radio's had some tough times. But we partnered with Radio Days Europe, which is a pan-European conference, and they were thinking coming to North America. So we partnered with them And concurrent with the music is an international radio conference. So it's called Radio Days North America. So that's happening at the same time. A lot of music programmers and big DJs are in from different parts of the world, and they're going to see a lot of Canadian Music Week while they're here. So that's exciting. So some breaks coming for some Canadian bands internationally, I can tell you that.
Let's break it down for someone who's never gone, because just recently when we just did our CMW virtual voices, I got a lot of questions, people asking about CMW. I guess they're, new to the game. So let's break it down and exactly how it works. Because I know we've got music, live music, we got conferences, we got awards. How does it work?
Yeah. Okay. So it started off as a business conference between radio and records. So if you go back to the 80s, that's what it was. In the 90s, we added a music component for the public, and that was a festival. So that came second. And then lastly, we added award shows to honor different sectors of the industry. So the live music sector, the sync sector, which covers publishing and songwriting and, and a sync, of course, with broadcast. And then, and there's also a radio award show, which, because we have a radio component concurrently. So these award shows happen usually, they're either luncheon or happy hour award shows. So it's another networking opportunity, but this time you're in the room with specific types of people. So, you know what I mean? That's important. So they're invested in the awards because they're all up for them, but you see all the people you want to see in that business because they're all in that room. So, yeah, so that's how it works. So the conference is still very business oriented, but there's a lot of 101 sessions in it. So if you're new to the business, whether you want to be in the professional side of the business or you want to be in the music creative side of the business, there's lots of stuff there for both. So depending on, and really every year there's a new crop of people graduating from music schools, and their first stop is usually Canadian Music Week looking for a job. So it's not a job fair, but it kind of is.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, sorry to interrupt. You're absolutely right. Look, I can remember, sleeping in the lobby, with all of my equipment, just trying to get interviews. It was actually one of the first places where I actually started getting interviews. And you're so right about first stop, because a lot of the artists of today, Canadian, who I speak to on the red carpets and the award shows, really the first time I met them was at CMW. It's such a great introduction to the next leading stars in Canadian music.
Yeah. So really, our sort of sub theme was where music means business. So that's what we're trying to encourage. So to encourage that, we set up meetings. So we do a lot of mentoring, networking, curated one-on-one meetings that you can pick who you want to meet with. We arrange it. It's like a concierge type service. So if you want to meet agents or promoters or music supervisors, or if you're interested in international markets, we have those people, all the international people there that you can meet as well. So there's a dedicated room in that conference for the international marketplace and for the mentoring cafe. So you get super professionals in there and you get newbies in there. But it's all the same. So yeah, so you don't have to you will run into people in the lobby and the bar, but you don't have to. You can actually make an appointment to meet with them. So, and like I say, so that you can do that in advance, or you can do a walk up and do it while you're there. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So let's talk about again. How many bands are going to be performing, and how many venues do we know? And also, give me some of the highlights if you can, because there's look. All I've been getting are messages, emails, social media on all the speakers. Like we can't even count how many speakers and superstars are coming from around the world. So tell me again, how many bands and
All
venues are
right.
going to
So
be performing, and let's break it down to some
yeah.
of
So
the great speakers.
there's over 250 bands registered this year to play, and they'll be playing over 5 nights in 25 downtown venues in the entertainment district. So it's concentrated, and it's and you can club hop if you get a wristband, and that is the wristband gets you into showcase clubs. So you can, if you don't like what you see, you don't have to worry about it. You've invested $10 or something, you haven't. You can move on to the next club and the next club. So yeah, so it's a great thing for people to discover new music, and you can also buy individual tickets if you know who you want to see, because some of those clubs do have headliners and marquee acts in them, but a lot of them you won't know, and you'll be following them afterwards, I'm sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's jump over now to the conferences, because like I said, there are a lot of people. Just give me some of the highlights on who's going to be there and who are some of the folks we're going to be looking forward to.
Well, this year we have a celebration of the 50th anniversary of hip hop. So we couldn't let that opportunity go by. So we decided, let's get on board with that. And we've got a number of sort of legends coming. You got Chuck D, of course, and Be Real. You got Jadakiss with the Locks. We got DJ Drama. We got Cardinal Official, and we got Maestro Fresh West. He's back. There's going to be a tribute back to Al Marinatic Records, who passed away recently, and of course Maestro was on that label, and that was the first worldwide hit he had. Yeah. The Let Your Backbone Slide. So he'll be appearing at the Indie Awards at History on the 8th. So that's where that tribute's going to happen.
And if I can add in very quickly too, don't forget Master T is going to be involved also.
Master T is back. He is. Yeah, he's conducting the interview with Cardinal Official, and presenting him with the Social Justice Award at the end of his interview. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, so there's hip hop through the conference, and there's a lot of new hip hop acts in the festival. So there's something every day going on as that part of that tribute. So that's kind of cool.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Like I said, there's so many conferences, so many things that are going on, so many people to be getting a chance to speak with in front of the mic, behind the mic, the business side and things like that. You also mentioned about the award shows. I think one of the most important is really the last one. It's the Indies.
The Indies, yeah. So the Indies we moved it up. It was at the El Macambo last year. It's now moved up to a larger venue. It's at History. So that's, 4 times the size of the El Macambo. So the headlining act is Charlotte Cardin, I beg your pardon. And that is pretty close to being sold out already in advance. So there's still some tickets left. And there's a number of acts. We haven't announced the winners yet, but there's a number of acts playing on that stage earlier in the evening as part of the award show that will make an amazing evening, because you'll see 4 or 5 acts and then a major concert at the end of the night. So it's a bargain to get in there to, get that much entertainment. And all the nominees will be there too. It'll be great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if you've never been to history, here's your chance to be in there. And it's definitely needed because let's face it, that event sells out all the time. So the fact that you got a place even bigger and it sells out, that says a lot. Now I need to plug myself because I'm going to be hosting a great event too. The Jim Beam talent search that's going to be happening. I do believe at the Drake, and it's going to be happening as we speak
On the
on
6th.
Tuesday, on the
Yeah,
6th, coming up.
6th of June in Drake Underground. We've scoured the country for the best new acts. We did a search, and we're flying the acts in. Less are in Toronto, but most of them are from across the country. And they will compete that night. You're hosting that, but you probably are going to be judging as well. And the winner gets invited to stick around for the whole week. So the first part of that prize package is they'll be opening the Indie Awards as the first band on that show. So they got to play to 2,000 people in a sold out hall. Very exciting for them. So and the rest of their prize package, they get to write with a professional writer, songwriter. They get to record that song while they're in Toronto, and they get to rehearse it on stage at the conference with one of the top professional live performance coaches, Tom Jackson. So Tom Jackson has worked with all the big stars. It's almost like a choreographer. That's the best way I can describe his job. Anyway, so they get the whole, that's like going to the beauty parlor if it's on your day off, you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, man. This is going to be such a blast. And of course, the kickoff party is happening at the Elmo Combo. It's with Wax Records. It's going to be a big party happening down there. Tucson Desmond.
That's presented by iHeartRadio. So it should be a fun night. So that's on Wednesday night. Yeah. So we'll be there.
Lots
and
of
the other big concert is at Queen Elizabeth Theater in the exhibition grounds. And that's with Cardi and the Locks. So that happens Friday night. So, and tickets are still available for that.
Man, no sleep. And of course, again, I'm going to plug myself one more time. I'm going to be hosting also, helping out in the ballroom for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I will be there. But really, if you want the real info, we got to go to our website. Where do we go to get our wristbands, tickets, information, everything? Where do we go?
Well, first, it's CMW, short for Canadian Music Week, cmw.net. And you can buy tickets, registrations, anything on that page. Some of the shows are Ticketmaster only or Admit One only. I mean, what happens is some of the venues in town have exclusive deals with ticket sellers. So we have to respect that. But you can, the wristbands you can pick up in advance. So we'll have a pop-up registration at the hotel early in the week so people can get their wristbands so they don't miss anything. Because once you got it, you can go out every night.
They will. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait for this. I cannot wait. This is going to be great. Last question. Are you already thinking about next year?
We are, as a matter of fact, we are. So we haven't signed the date yet, but it's going to be in the same time period. We kind of like the warm weather.
Yeah, look, March. I loved March, but man, we always had a blizzard. There
Oh,
was
yeah,
at least one.
you could count on that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Neill, great talking to you. Congratulations on 41 years of great CMW. Of course, we'll see you there. I will be hosting on Tuesday. I will be down there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But let's face it, from Monday to Sunday, really is CMW. And that's what it's all about, Canadian Music Week. Congratulations, my friend.
All right. Amazing, Rudy. We're looking forward to partying. Okay. All right.